My name is O'Neill Atkinson. I'm the administrator here with the LGBT Community Center in Charlotte.
Okay, how do you feel about homosexuals and their rights?
Well, I feel that currently in the state of things that there are a lot of inequities within the LGBT community compared to the rest of the country, and not just on issues of adoption, but there are tons of issues where there's inequality, and we need to work towards equality for all.
Do you think that having same-sex parents will have a positive or negative outcome on the child, and why?
I don't think it'll have really a negative or a positive impact. I think it'll have an equal impact, just like having a male and a female set of parents. I think, having loving parents, whether it be a single parent household, multiple parents, whether they be same gender or opposite gender, will have no impact on the child itself.
I am.
Hit it up and we'll cut off. Do it again. There we go.
Gay adoption should be legal between 1 and 5, 1 being strongly disagree and 5 being strongly agree.
I would definitely have to say 5, strongly agree.
Do you feel that homosexuals have enough rights?
No, not at all. And just in the sense that they don't have, or that we don't have equal rights, and that's really what it's all about, is we should all have the same rights.
Are there differences between homosexual and heterosexual families? What are they?
I don't think there's any difference. And one of the ways that I always kind of try to illustrate that is, heterosexual couples have gay children all the time, and plenty of gay children have plenty of gay parents have straight children. So I don't think that there's really a difference between whether, the parents or the children are heterosexual or homosexual in a family makeup. I think we're all just people.
How fair is it that homosexuals can be foster parents but can't adopt? Between 1 and 5, 1 being very unfair and 5 being very fair.
Actually, I guess I'd probably say 1, very unfair. And I think that question is the perfect example that there is inequality, because where's the line where all of a sudden a foster parent or a gay couple can be a foster parent but not a fully adopted set of parents? Just that there's that disparity where you can do one but not the other just shows that there's a lot of inequality there.
Why do you think homosexuals have the right to adopt in 12 states but not in all?
That's a really good question. I think ultimately it needs to become a federal decision, and so it'll be completely accepted across the country. But right now, it's been allowed, for states to make that decision, just like with same-sex marriage. And you just kind of, I guess, what you're seeing is the states whose populations on the whole endorse and accept those ideas, and it shows you that we have a lot of work. If only 12 states can approve and recognize that equality is for everyone, then we've got a lot more states that we need to work on changing their views.
So why do you feel that homosexuals should be able to adopt or shouldn't be able to adopt?
Well, like I said, I definitely think they should be able to, and the reason is because they're people, just like any other group of people. Why should one population not be able to adopt, or one segment of the population not be able to adopt based on who they love or based on who they're in a committed relationship with? I don't see where the two are related, so I think it's extremely just unfair and prejudicial practices to not allow gay couples to adopt.
So if homosexuals were permitted to adopt, do you think that they should be like married?
And I don't know what the current laws are with straight couples, to be honest with you. I think it should reflect the same as those. If, a male and a female can adopt right now and don't necessarily have to be married, then I think the rules should be the same for same-sex couples. But, if the law is that they need to be in a married relationship, well then, we should have gay marriage too.
How do you feel that homosexuals in Mississippi are allow single gays and lesbians to adopt, but it prohibits same-sex couples from adopting?
Again, I think it's just it really shows where the prejudice lies, and it's in two people of the same sex being together. It's not that the person is gay. Clearly that's not the issue, because as long as they're alone, they can adopt, but if they're in a relationship or if they're, professing to be in a same-sex marriage, then there's an issue. So I just think that kind of example really shows you that people obviously just have a problem with people of the same sex being in love with one another, and I think it's really a shame, especially when it keeps children from having families.
What sex do you think would be easier to raise 2 males, a daughter or son?
I don't think that there would be a difference. I really don't. I think that 2 men could raise a boy or a girl just as well as 2 women could raise a little boy or a little girl. And I think that that's reflected in the fact that there's plenty of single-parent households where one man raises, you know, a boy or a girl, and one woman raises a boy or a girl, and things go fine. So why would two women or two men be any different? I think they would be able to raise either gender just fine.
Okay. Thank you.
Thank you.
Appreciate it.